Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Duel of the Takes. Today, we are doing a brand new episode, a brand new format, even. We are trying to make a list of the best movie trailers of all time. So, how we did this, Josh, Alden, and myself found 5 movie trailers each. We don't know what each other have. I mean, they might know mine because I leaked my document ahead of time by mistake. But we all found 5 trailers, and we are probably making a top 15, unless there's repeats, of course. But, yeah, we're going to hopefully show the trailers as we're talking about them, and we are going to react to them ourselves. Like, we're going to watch them while we talk about them to make sure that we're talking about the right version, because most modern trailers have, like, 3 or 4 versions. But I think this will be a fun new format to try out. I think this was Jory's idea, believe it or not.
Yeah. Thank you, Jory.
Thank you, Jory.
Very cool.
So, I guess I'll go first with my first trailer. This one's a modern trailer. This one has already this movie has not come out yet, but it's the trailer's about 10 months old.
Yeah, I was thinking about putting this in.
The Dune 2021 trailer. I guess originally this movie was supposed to come out last year, but now it is coming out this year. And I guess the reason I put this trailer on my list was because I think there's multiple avenues of fans that I think appreciate this trailer. I think there's people that are familiar with the intellectual property of Dune that are excited to see like a big budget Hollywood movie adaptation. I think there's general movie fans that see this cast and are extremely excited. I think there's like long-term cinephile fans that are excited based off of Jodorowsky's Dune, the documentary about the movie that was never made in the 70s. And I also think that, the Gen X crowd could also be somewhat excited for this because they had the original David Lynch version of Dune come out in the early 80s. So I think this is multiple groups of people are excited. I hope that this movie makes money. The cast is great. It's got one of the best casts of recent movies. But with the Hans Zimmer score, this orchestral cover of Eclipse by Pink Floyd, this trailer's epic. The special effects, the visual effects look great. My only complaint with it is it looks a little muted. I expect kind of more vibrancy out of this franchise, so hopefully that's something we see more of in a future trailer or in the theatrical release of the movie. Mm-hmm. But what's your guys' take here on the Dune official trailer?
Solid. I thought about this trailer a lot, and it almost made my list. The only thing that was holding me back from it was that it's not out yet, and I think there's an even like better trailer ahead. I don't know. I feel like this was just like a taste, and I feel like we're gonna get another trailer that's gonna be even better. But this trailer, it's paced really well. Gives you the giant worm at the end or whatever it's called, and it gives you some visuals from the book and stuff, and I'm excited for it. I think could be the best movie of the year.
What I really like about it is, unlike the Blade Runner 2049 original trailer, it doesn't show off too much.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone knows Dune. They know the giant worm. I don't think that's something that people are thrown off by.
No.
They don't go to where this story goes. They don't spoil any major beats, and that cast is so big. Mm-hmm. It's seriously got to be one of the best casts of the year.
Yeah.
What's your take here, Alden?
I'm kind of with Josh all the way through, with the exception of I'm not sure we're going to get a better trailer, but I know another one is coming before this movie comes out.
Yeah.
I definitely thought about it, and I watched it like 3 times in preparation for this recording, but I didn't want to put anything that either I haven't seen or wasn't out yet.
Gotcha. Yeah, this is the only one I have that the movie's not out yet, but I just had to include it because of how excited I am for this movie.
I appreciate that you included it.
All right. Josh, you want to go next?
Sure.
What is your number 5 trailer?
My number 5.
Or if you didn't rank them, that's fine too. I kind of just
Mine's
spit
in
mine
no
out in
particular order, but I also have a movie that is not out yet. It is Matt Reeves' The Batman trailer.
See, I thought about this one too, but I didn't want to put it in.
So I decided to put this one on here because this is a movie that it's getting a lot of production issues, constantly delayed. But this is only like what 20% of the movie.
Yeah, they said they only shot about 20% of the movie when they made this trailer.
And that makes the trailer for me super impressive based on that mark. And like I love the way they put in a Nirvana song where it didn't feel like cringe, like another movie that
Like
came out recently.
Like the Black Widow opening scene.
This actually works really well. You just get little, like, this is a movie at the time we thought was coming out in a year, but now 2 years. So you're not going to get a lot when it comes to like the actual plot, but it shows you everything you want to see. Even the people that were like skeptical about Robert Pattinson in the Batman role, this trailer really won over a lot of people. I think in the history of Batman, I hope this is a very important trailer. Looking back on it, that like, okay, this was the turn for a new era, new generation of Batman.
Yeah, I hope you're right. Mm-hmm. I mean, this trailer's so impressive if it's not even an entire film's worth of footage they're cutting from.
And the scene, the scene where he, the punching scene, it's so good.
Yeah, where he punches in Doug Walker's face.
It's already become iconic.
Yeah, I hope you're right. I really do hope that this is like the start of a new era for Batman and for like that role. But with the production issues, it almost scares me in the same way the Suicide Squad trailer, the original Suicide Squad trailer was, where like the trailer was so good, the studio was like, okay, this is the tone we're gonna have to go with now, just based off of the little bit of footage they have. But you can tell that Matt Reeves is taking inspiration from like 90s David Fincher movies like Seven, in the production of this movie, in the look, and in the tone. Like it screams that to me.
Yeah.
What if it's coming out in 2031 instead?
They're like, oh, we just got it mixed up. Could you imagine?
I like that we're seeing a younger Batman here too. It's like this is supposed to be at like the turning point of his second year as Batman, and that really excites me for this take. Did you include this one too, Alden?
No.
But you were thinking about it.
I was thinking about it.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
There. I guess over the past 3 years, I'd say. You could probably go a bit further back, but there's been a lot of really good trailers to bad movies.
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Which I didn't want to like include more than one in my list. But it's not even in my 5th place.
I feel like there's also been in the past like 4 or 5 years, there's been really great movies with like absolutely horrible trailers. Like the Big Short trailer was so bad. I even think the Vice trailer was definitely a step in the right direction. But I don't know. I just feel like sometimes around like Oscar season, those get a little messy. And it's like, well, how can you not put a trailer together right for a movie that's like really, really good?
But like over the last... since 2019, I think trailers have just been putting the entire movie in them.
I think it's been going on a little longer than that, but I agree. There's like that Fast 9 trailer is a prime example of like it's 3.5 minutes long, and you see every major action set piece the movie has to offer.
True.
Pretty wild. Alden, what is one of your trailers?
The Us trailer.
Oh.
Okay, this is an interesting choice.
Yeah, I really like this trailer.
Yeah, I like the movie a lot as well. Is there a reason you chose the Us trailer as opposed to the Get Out trailer here?
The song.
Okay.
Yeah, I think both Us and Get Out are really good, but I think what Us has ahead of Get Out was the sound design and the score and the music overall. I think was a lot more memorable.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Fake Alexa.
Yeah.
I think it's funny how both trailers start off pretty lighthearted in tone and stuff, and then they have a pretty like dramatic twist. Like right here is when it starts to get kind of creepy.
Yeah.
And the Get Out one almost feels like a parody movie in its trailer, and I think that that's definitely unique for horror movies. I have a couple of horror movie trailers on my list too, so this definitely is the start of a trend, I think, on our lists.
Yes, yeah. I didn't. There were some movies I wanted to keep in just because, and I didn't get any more horror, but I probably would have had similar movies on my list to you.
Yeah, I feel like this one almost got into the area of a little too quippy, but it definitely has scary moments too.
Yeah.
I also feel like you get a good taste for the fact that Lupita Nyong'o is going to have like a career best performance in this movie, like just from the trailer too. Like,
yeah,
she carried this movie in my opinion.
I agree.
Yeah. A lot of people don't like this movie.
I don't think it's a
weird.
masterpiece or anything. I think it's pretty
Yeah.
good. I
Yeah.
think it's really good. But I don't know. I don't think it's as good as Get Out all the way across the board. I think it's a little bit more tonally confused.
Yeah, true.
The visuals are really good, though. I like the editing of this movie. My biggest problem with Get Out has been the editing from the get-go, and I think that this movie's way a step in the right direction in terms of visuals and editing. I think it was definitely scarier, too. It's definitely more of a horror movie. So, Alden put the Season 6 of This Is Us trailer for NBC's hit show. Let's see. My next trailer that I'm bringing to the table is the Logan official trailer. This is the one with the Hurt by Johnny Cash song, or the Johnny Cash cover of Hurt. And,
This is on my list.
I personally think that this is a trailer that's, one, better than the movie, and also doesn't show too much, I don't think. I think it gives a good taste and a good tone for like what to expect, but there's major plot details that don't get spoiled or revealed in this trailer, and I appreciate that a lot. It also does a great job of establishing the general tone of the movie, and especially since like they had been using Hugh Jackman for like 20 years almost at this point to play the same character. This looks nothing like any of the other X-Men movies of that era at all.
So this didn't make my list. I actually had another X-Men movie in my honorable mentions. I had shout out to Jory, X-Men Days of Future Past. But I think, the trailer for Logan is really good, and I agree with you. I think the trailer is better than the movie itself, and the trailer gives you exactly what you want when you heard about this movie. Like, oh, it's gonna be like Old Man Logan, and the trailer is like, all right, we're getting that. We're getting one final great performance in movie in Hugh Jackman, and for a lot of people, it is a great movie, and
Yeah.
yeah.
I wish I liked this movie more, but man, I remember getting chills the first time I saw this trailer.
Yeah.
It felt
Especially the Red Band version where he stabs the guy through the head. I was like, yo, we're finally seeing like a violent Wolverine movie, which is so weird that it took like 17 years to make that happen.
And because it took so long, it felt like an end of an era.
It definitely did, until he shows up for a really awkward cameo in X-Men Apocalypse.
The X-Men Apocalypse trailer does show his like claws at the end.
That trailer's an honorable mention for me.
I was so confused in the theater when I first saw that.
I don't think I even saw the X-Men Apocalypse trailer. I think I just saw the movie blind because I was working at the theater at the time.
I think I did the same thing. I wasn't working at the theater, but I'm pretty sure I went in blind.
Not yet.
Sweet. So, Alden, you also had the Logan trailer?
Yeah, I did.
Sweet. So, now we have a top 14 at least.
So there was a trailer on my list, but then I saw Nate's list quick, so I threw an audible.
I forgot everything on Nate's list. I'm glad Logan was on it.
Sweet. All right. Well,
Is it back to me?
yeah, I guess just back to Josh then. Yeah.
So my number 4. What is my number 4? Let's see. Oh, it's the Vice trailer, a tribute to Jory.
Is your list just a tribute to Jory?
It almost
The
was.
Vice trailer is also on my list.
Bruh.
No, so unironically, this is a really the reason why it is on my list is because of how bad the Big Short trailer was.
Yeah.
Vice's marketing really needed to step up, and it did. From I think showing that scene where you got where you got Sam Rockwell eating the wings, and you see the first shot of Christian Bale as Dick Cheney, and you're like, whoa, because you're in awe that that's fucking Christian Bale. It's paced great. It gives you that. It kind of gives you that stereotypical, let's show all these Academy Award winning and nominated actors at the end. But I think it's fine because it at that point the trailer already won you over. So now let's see who's actually in this movie that you now want to see. It's paced perfectly.
The song is very well utilized in this trailer too.
Yeah, the man is the perfect song for it. We never got that scene in the movie where it shows his gut.
Yeah, we did.
No, it's a deleted scene.
I'm pretty sure we did.
No,
it's not that scene, it's a different one.
Okay.
You do see some gut in the movie. But that one shot was in the trailer. But yeah, no, this was definitely a much, much better trailer than The Big Short. I still don't think it tonally got the right feel for the movie. Like, the reason I didn't include this one on the list for me is this almost reads as like a Wolf of Wall Street type comedy. And I don't know if this movie's a full-on comedy.
Yeah, that trailer
It presents its story and its narrative in a more dramatic and typical way than The Big Short did.
Mm-hmm.
But this was definitely a way better trailer.
Yeah.
I'm happy to see it on the list.
I think for Jory alone, it's got to be on the list.
So far, all of these except maybe Us would probably have been on Jory's list. All right, Alden, what is one of your trailers?
Oh
the
no.
Teaser to the 2002 Spider-Man.
All right, let's see it. I don't know if I know this one.
Oh.
You know this one.
I just rewatched the original Spider-Man like a week and a half ago.
How was that rewatch?
Very good.
I really like that movie.
Yeah.
It was my number. It's still my.
Perhaps I
number one Spider-Man
treated you
movie.
too harshly.
Do you?
Wow. This opening scene is just like The Dark Knight.
There's a lot of people think that this was the opening to Spider-Man. Like, this was the first introduction in the actual movie, and they had to cut it out.
Yeah, because it was a little much.
Yeah.
In a post 9/11 in New York. Yeah.
Do you even see Spider-Man in this trailer, or you just see the web?
See the web. Honestly, I'm sensing a theme here between Vice and Spider-Man.
Yeah, okay, so this is the first real
Okay.
time you
Okay,
see...
then we get some
Oh,
Spider-Man.
so we got
This is the first real time you see Spider-Man kind of like this. This is...
I love the techno music.
Yeah, this is a lot.
Yo, did you watch the original Avengers trailer? It's so, like, dated now.
Oh,
yeah, it is.
May 2002.
Damn,
Yeah.
I can't wait. When does Shrek 2 come out?
It shows him using... I mean, yeah, it features the Twin Towers, and that's why the scene was not in the movie, but it's the first time you really see Spider-Man like that on screen, and showing him using a lot of web and the entire environment of the city.
And it's one of the only times I can think of there being like a Marvel superhero movie where they don't show Marvel's studio logo before the trailer.
Yeah.
If you just watch that trailer and you're sitting there in a theater in 2001 or whatever, you're just seeing a bank heist movie and you're like, well, what is this? I don't recognize anyone. It doesn't look like it's going to be a superhero movie until he catches them in the web and then you see the World Trade Center. I can see why this trailer got redone. I wonder if that scene was actually originally intended to be in the movie. You reckon it probably was, right, Josh?
Yeah, a lot of people think this was supposed... Because in the movie, you just see that weird montage where he's like... You see, like, newspapers flying, and he just puts on the mask, I think. But this seems like an actual proper introduction when you first see Peter Parker in the iconic Spider-Man suit. I
do think that this might have been the intro, and if it was still included in the movie, The Dark Knight would not have done it.
Definitely not. No, it looks like the same kind of setup as the bank heist scene at the beginning of The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
That's so funny. I've never seen this whole trailer. I've just seen a couple shots from it.
You're right. It feels like a completely different movie.
It is. It's really weird.
That's why I almost think that this part here is just shot for the trailer.
It's possible.
Because this doesn't even look like the same color grading that the rest of the movie has.
Yeah, but it was also, they could have changed the color grading. So this was probably meant to be shown on like TVs and that.
Yeah, this is recorded off of what appears to be a VHS.
It's a cool shot, cool premise.
It's an interesting pick. It's a fun one to talk about because of all the theories around it.
Yeah, all the speculation and stuff.
Yeah, it's terrible that if it was in the movie, it's terrible that it couldn't happen because of that tragedy. Tragedy.
Yeah. It's cool though how the movies though. I just was rewatching SpiderMan 2002 the other day, and how like just the theme of like New York coming together and stuff. It kind of works within that story.
It's wholesome,
especially Spider-Man 2. But yeah, it's definitely a great selection. My next one is the Psycho 1960 trailer.
This is on my list.
Is a very, very non-traditional movie trailer.
I love this trailer.
Yeah, it's just it's almost like an episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents. It's a 6.5 minute long trailer of Alfred Hitchcock just walking around the set of Psycho and explaining what happens in each room. And there's something about it that's really charming. I think it might just be because he's addressing the audience directly. It kind of gives me some like Frank Underwood House of Cards vibes, which is chilling in its own right. But Alfred Hitchcock was the master of suspense, and he knew that this movie's selling point was definitely the production design and how unexpected the narrative goes. So I think in terms of trying to sell this movie, giving away details and locations and things like that really don't matter at all. Especially once you go to see the movie and the first 40 minutes have none of these locations.
The Psycho house and the motel is such an iconic set too, and it's just so cool that it was actually there. Like the director was able to just be like, yeah, we shot it here. Here it is.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think this trailer is what solidified it as one of the greatest movie locations of all time.
Imagine if like the Russo brothers did this for Avengers Endgame and they're just like at a green screen.
That would be horrible.
It's like a couple props laying around.
Maybe if they actually shoot part of Black Panther 2 in Africa, they could do something like that.
Yeah, the Black Panther trailer almost made my list.
Oh, wow. But yeah, I mean, this is a long trailer. I don't think we need to watch the whole thing.
Yeah,
since Josh, you also have it on your list. Is there anything you want to share about it?
I've praised this film so much on the show, and of course it just had to be on my list. I think it's great marketing, especially for that time. This was, like you said, it was such a unique way to do it, and this is at a time where like, I mean, a lot of the trailers on our list are going to be more modern, and that's just because people sold a movie differently back then. Like a minute 30, a 2-minute trailer just wasn't going to cut it back then. People needed to know what they were actually going to watch. And it was all more original things too, so you needed to sell people on why they need to see this property they never had before. You get a trailer for like Marvel, you know what you're gonna get. So you could do like a quick 2-minute trailer, show Black Widow fighting some guys, and you're set. You know what you're gonna watch. But something like this, Alfred Hitchcock he's just selling you on the movie by just explaining the scenes, and you're like, oh my god, I want to see what actually happened there, the way you described it. Did it actually like occur that way? And it's great. It's wonderful. I would say maybe people should try it, but you can't really try that now.
Yeah, this definitely wouldn't work today. I could see this, like, someone doing something like this, but specifically compared to other horror movie trailers of the time, I mean, they were nothing like this, because the horror movies were the ones that were playing at, like, drive-ins, and they were the cheap, like, teen tickets. You'd go and spend $0.25 to go see them as, like, a matinee or whatever, and it was always something campy, like Attack of the Giant Ants or the 50-Foot Woman or something like that. And I think this trailer alone probably shifted the horror genre into a more mature setting into the 60s and later the 70s. That evolution of like the slasher genre and more realistic type horror movies that became so popular just a few years after this movie.
Yeah.
I think without a trailer that's this unique, I don't know if we would have seen that full-on shift from this movie. I could imagine people going and sitting down at the theater, the people who got there a little early, whatever movie they were seeing, totally forgetting about and just talking about the Psycho trailer at the end of whatever movie they saw because it was so different.
Definitely.
I also can't think of too many other directors that would be able to do something like this. Like, I guess maybe like Quentin Tarantino could probably do a trailer like this, walking around like the location for Spawn Ranch in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
I want David Lynch to do it.
That'd be pretty great.
Just him not giving a shit.
Have you seen his YouTube channel where he just gives people weather updates?
Yeah.
Yes.
Every day? What a wholesome guy. All right, sweet. Back to you, Josh.
All right, number 2 is another more modern one. The trailer for Ready or Not.
Oh, interesting.
This was my Audible pick that wasn't on my list before, but I'm like, you know what? I really, really like this trailer. This was one of the first, like, not one of the first, but the first time in a while where it's an original story. It's with a cast that I'm not too familiar with. And the trailer itself sold me on seeing the movie. I saw this movie opening night with Alden and absolutely loved it. It was my favorite movie of the year. And this trailer was the beginning of that. And the trailer explains the movie. The trailer really explains the movie so well. It sold me. Like, there's literally a random trailer that I saw, and it actually sold me to see the movie opening night in theaters. And I can't say that for like a lot of movies.
Yeah, it explains the premise of the movie. And then it gives you a taste of what's happening, but it doesn't give away the entire plot. It doesn't give away the twist.
It gives you just enough where you want to check it out.
I will say that this is a trailer that's so good, it convinced my parents who would never watch a movie like this to watch it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Like anybody that I showed the trailer to, or people you would see it in a theater would instantly want to go watch it. What do you think, Alden? Because I know you're a big fan of this movie.
I mean, I don't know. It set up big expectations, and the movie filled them. So I don't know. I feel like in terms of a trailer, a lot of movies can flop if they set up too high expectations.
Mm-hmm.
And this one is not one of them. One I have on my list is one of them.
Yeah, I wouldn't say the trailer's better than the movie, but it's got the same energy. Like, it's exactly what it needed to be.
Yes, it sets it up really well.
I also like how darkly comedic the trailer is too, because the movie shares that same tone.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
At its heart, it's a black comedy. It's not a serious thriller, although it has those moments.
Definitely.
Yeah, this is a great trailer. It's definitely not one you'd think about, and I think this movie in general is just pretty underrated.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's gonna become like an underrated classic, I think, in a couple of years.
I think you're totally right. I think it's better than Knives Out.
Yes.
I think having 12.5 million views, it's definitely going to pick up.
The Forever Purge came out recently, and
Ugh.
because of how iconic the first Purge trailer was, that was a trailer I was thinking about, but
Yeah.
it didn't make the cut.
The Purge premise is explained so well in the trailer, and we've yet to get a movie that full-on shows that premise that we were promised like 6 movies ago.
Yeah.
They keep getting worse.
Yeah, the Forever Purge might be the worst movie of the year I've seen so far, and I've watched a lot of movies this year, actually, so far.
Purge election year was pretty bad, too.
Yeah, a lot of people like that movie. I've been, just talking about the Purge, asking around. A lot of people they kind of see it as, like, the original trilogy of what the first 3 Purge movies are. But, yeah, and the one before the Forever Purge was the first Purge, which was a prequel. That one I also didn't really care for. I haven't really
like that one.
I haven't really liked anyone, if we're being completely honest.
I feel like I remember kind of liking Purge Anarchy, but maybe I have that and election year mixed up. There's one of them I didn't hate.
The Purge Anarchy is the favorite of everybody, where they're like, it actually shows the world in that, and
Yes, this is the one that I like.
it's probably the best one, but I still don't really care for it.
Yeah, no, it's not like a masterpiece or anything.
Yeah.
Purge gets an honorable mention shout out for sure for its premise alone. Alden, what is one of your trailers?
Sounded so. Oh, there it is.
Age of Ultron.
All right.
No strings on me.
Is this the one that I'm thinking it is?
Oh yeah, I think you
The
picked
teaser,
the right one.
yes, it should be.
Yep, that's it.
I didn't watch it when I put the link in.
This trailer's so good.
It's really good. I expected so much from this movie because of the trailer.
It looks nothing like the movie.
This was on my list at one point.
I remember seeing this trailer and being like, oh my god, this is like gonna be like the Empire Strikes Back of like the Marvel franchise. This is gonna be the one that everybody's gonna love. It's gonna be like the darker sequel. And it just wasn't.
This isn't the trailer that I was thinking of. What's the trailer where they're just sitting around talking? You have the moment where...
Yeah, that's the next trailer. I do remember where they're
Is that the second trailer?
Yeah, where they're like pushing the hammer or trying to pull the hammer off
and
the ground.
then Ultron walks in. I remember those ones as like a back-to-back. The marketing for this movie was really, really good.
This first one, though, like, it feels so different. Like, James Spader's got this chilling voice as Ultron. He didn't say a one-liner joke in this trailer.
Perfect casting, and they just threw it in the garbage.
And we get a teaser of the Hulkbuster. That was big, and at the time we didn't know that Hulk was under like mind control, and we're like, is this like a teaser of Civil War? And it wasn't.
Yeah, I remember people going through and like trying to dissect every frame of this, like hearing there was going to be new characters and things.
Yeah.
The trailer of No Strings.
Oh yeah, that punch at the end. Yep. Oh, and then you see the shield broken.
The broken shield.
Yeah. That was big too.
I remember seeing this trailer for the first time and being so stoked for whatever was next.
Yeah.
Man, take me back to May 2015 where I'm wildly disappointed by this movie.
Oh, the comments.
trailer, Age of Ultron, reality, Day of Ultron. Producer, how dark do you want the movie to be? Joss Whedon, no. Yeah, this has got to be one of the best, the best edited trailers ever.
Yeah.
Because this is not what the movie's like at all.
In terms of like, I don't know, I guess movies in general.
Whoever edited that deserves a standing ovation. Should have gotten an Academy Award.
Yes.
Yo,
This just pisses me off.
They should do
so
Academy
much.
Awards for trailer editing.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be a fun category.
It would definitely make trailers go way up.
I think we'd be running into an issue, though, where we get a lot more like this, where they're so well put together and don't explain the movie at all. They don't accurately show the tone of what movie it's going to be. And also, there'd be so many that are just cut to music, like the Suicide Squad trailer.
Yeah.
Both of them. The original and the James Gunn remake, reboot, whatever. They're Force Awakensing a movie that came out 5 years ago. Are you happy, Hollywood? We are Force Awakening a movie that came out when I was in high school. I'm not even 23.
It's only been 5 years.
Speaking of Force Awakensing, is it my turn to share a movie?
Yep, there it is.
It sure is.
Which one did you pick, though?
I picked this one. You'll see it right now.
Okay, yeah.
I think it's the original teaser.
This would have been the one I would pick.
This isn't the Chewie We're Home one.
No, this came out literally more than a year before the movie came out. It was It was November of 2014. I remember sitting in a mall. I think it was like Black Friday, sitting in like a mall like cafeteria watching this trailer, and I thought the trailer was fake at first. And then I saw like the BB-8 thing, and I'm like, that's really good CGI. I'm like, oh, this is real.
Yeah. No, this was everything for me. The score, I mean, it looks like new Star Wars. I remember the cinematography looking so good here with the X-Wings on the water.
Yeah.
And we see this moment. I remember this getting memed to high hell, where the two extra things come out of the side. And then the Millennium Falcon shows up and the main Star Wars theme happens, and I immediately was like hooked. I was like, no matter what happens, I'm seeing this movie. And you're right, it was like over a year later the movie finally came out, which back then was kind of a long time to wait for a movie trailer.
And for a teaser, I mean, it showed you a lot. I mean, this was a property that we literally 10 years. I think Revenge of the Sith came out in 2005. It's been 10 years since we've seen anything Star Wars on the big screen. So even to show a teaser like that was exciting.
And I remember thinking at the time too, like Force Awakens sounds like a kind of like fan like title, like a fan movie title. Like I remember clicking the link and I'm like, it's probably not going to be real. And then I just remember a year later, it's like the most anticipated movie release so far of our lifetime.
Yeah.
There have been 2 times that like I've been in a class and the class stopped to watch a movie trailer. Both are Star Wars. This was the first one, and the second one was the teaser to Rise of Skywalker.
The Force Awakens one, where you see Kylo Ren's lightsaber for the first time too, which is crazy to think.
Yeah,
That's this one.
Yeah.
it's this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We get introduced to the 3 main characters of this franchise, and we don't see a single old person.
Yo, we all thought Rey was like a side character that Finn meets.
Based off of the other trailer where he just pops up, he definitely is looking like the main character.
Yeah. I'm like,
This is the one where he pops up. This is the one that you think he is.
Was
the
I
main
just not
character.
watching
Yeah.
it?
Yeah,
I-
it's right here.
Okay.
I thought, oh, Stormtrooper turned Jedi. This is cool.
Yeah.
But nope.
It definitely was set up for him to be the main character of the trilogy.
Even
whatever.
even the first act of the movie, he's like the main character.
Yeah, he really is. He's like, I guess he's just the equivalent of the droids in the first Star Wars
That's what I was
movie, though.
thinking.
I bought tickets to see this 6 months in advance because of this trailer.
I did not. I bought them the day before I went to go see them.
They were sold out for like a full week at my theater.
That's what they said was going to happen, and then they just didn't play other movies in an 18-screen theater the week this came out.
Yeah, mine was sold out.
Yikes.
I remember the tickets specifically. The tickets went on sale October that year. 'Cause, I remember it was during like a Monday Night Football game. They showed that final trailer, which all 3 trailers for that movie was really good. But you picked the right one, I think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
this was the one that sold me on the movie.
Yeah.
I
That's
think
the
the
best
other ones
one.
were like gravy on top. Like this one was cool.
Yeah.
Where you see
You hear Luke's voice in this one, and you're like, whoa.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shot's great.
This shot with the giant Star Destroyer is dope.
Yeah.
And then you see the smashed Vader helmet.
That's Luke there, yeah.
Luke's hand on R2-D2. You see the lightsaber. This was a great one to follow up with.
Yeah.
For sure. It didn't show too much more.
No. People thought Kylo Ren was Darth Revan.
Yep. People thought Captain Phasma was more than just a ploy to sell toys.
She was literally Boba Fett again. And people bought so much Captain Phasma stuff when it came out, too. There it is.
And then here it is, Chewie, we're home. That was like the moment. This trailer could have also done it, honestly.
Yeah. They're both so good.
If I was a more skeptical Star Wars fan like I am now, if that first trailer didn't win me over, this one would have.
Yeah.
But back then I wasn't. I was just like, oh my god, we're getting a new Star Wars. I thought this would never happen.
We all had hope.
Yeah, that was like the general consensus is even though Disney bought it, we're not getting anything else.
An old hope. All right, Josh, it is your turn. I think this might be your last trailer.
My number 1 is the Alien trailer. The original.
The original 1979 Alien trailer. Okay. This is a great trailer.
This trailer's awesome, and it's got one of the best taglines in any movie. In space, no one can hear you scream.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is, I think, like, just such a great trailer. Like, you see that pan shot. I like...
It slowly starts
Yeah.
spelling the word alien.
And you see the quick cuts, and it's so good. I love that logo too, like one of the best movie logos. It gives you very little. It's exactly what you want for this type of movie, and it's a sci-fi horror movie too, which back then wasn't a very common subgenre either. So once again,
definitely not.
Once again, you got to really sell the audience on what this is, and it's great. You want to know what's in that egg. They don't really show the alien. They show everything around it. They show the environment. They show the main characters, but it much like Force Awakens, they give you just enough for you to go see it in a theater.
And there's no dialogue or anything. It's just like sound design and these characters running up and down the halls and stuff. It's not even music.
No.
But it's very tense, very suspenseful. They definitely sell you on the horror element.
Yeah.
This is a great trailer.
It's I just love the quick cuts. It makes me tense. Like, to this day, I still, like, my chest still gets a little tight watching it. Because there's a lot going on. It's so dense.
It's so dense. If I saw this in... Can you imagine just seeing that trailer in theaters? Like, I'd shit myself.
Yeah, I'd be shook.
That has got to be one of the scariest movie trailers of all time. Like, you have no idea what to expect.
Yeah, no. Like, I remember first seeing, like, the movie Alien, like, the thing I really wanted to see was the alien itself, because that's all you would see.
Yeah, I didn't see this trailer until, like, years after seeing the movie for the first time.
So,
but I definitely think it's great. I love how it incorporates the tagline.
I saw this trailer in a really weird way. I saw it in Disney World, in the queue on the Great Movie Ride. See,
Oh, right.
yeah, you go through, you see some props, and then you go into, like, this theater setup, and they're showing classic movie trailers, and I would see the Alien trailer every time I went on the ride, and I was like, this is a tense trailer.
That sounds terrifying.
Yeah. But it was cool to watch that trailer in, like, a theater-type setting, even though you're in line with, like, all these people.
Were you, like, 5? Like, I would have been shitting
Yeah.
myself if I was 5 years old
Yeah.
looking at that trailer.
That part on the ride was the scariest part, too. It's terrifying.
Sweet. Well, the Alien trailer makes the cut. Alden, I believe you have one more.
I'm out, but I have an honorable mention I can sub in.
If you want, yeah.
Alright, this might be controversial, but I'm gonna say the Solo official trailer. Let me grab a link.
That is controversial. I think that's one of the worst trailers of all time.
Alright, well, it's gonna be my honorary 6th place.
Yikes. I think Nate and I did a live reaction to that trailer.
April 8th, 2018.
Yeah, I think they were promoting it during the NBA playoffs.
Probably.
I know they had a teaser for it. I like the music in it, if I remember correctly.
I didn't pick a teaser. I just did the straight up official trailer that came out a month before the movie.
Yeah, I thought this was the worst marketing out of any Star Wars movie in the Disney era.
But I don't think the quality of the trailer was the worst part of their marketing.
It's one of them.
I just remember people saying, like, oh, there's a new Star Wars movie out, like, 3 weeks into this movie being out.
Like, I could look on it better now because I really like the movie, but when this came out, I was not feeling it. It was not the vibe.
I really liked this when it came out. It was a completely different side to what we had already seen.
Oh, Donald Glover spoke? Was that why?
It's one of the reasons.
I also think it's not the greatest film to market either. I think it is a hard movie to market. Because
I just think the behind-the-scenes stuff made this impossible to properly market, and I just think the studio gave up on it.
Yeah.
This is a really interesting one to bring up, because I don't think I've ever seen this trailer before, if I'm being quite honest.
It's a long trailer.
It's 2.5 minutes long.
Yeah, this wasn't the one we reacted to, Nate. I think we reacted to something before
It was probably
this.
a teaser.
I remember there was a Super Bowl teaser, because we watched it during the Super Bowl, and we're like, wow, that was disappointing. And
yeah, the teasers were not... They just definitely hurt.
like showing the whole movie.
It's one of those.
Oh, so we think Chewie's gonna die at the end?
Literally the top comment on this video is, I have a feeling Chewie survives.
Yeah, it's not very well edited.
Assume everyone will betray you, gets stabbed in the stomach by his own son. Remind me how I spent my Valentine's Day solo. If Chewie falls out of the train, he'll come back as the Winter Soldier, right?
Yo, the Winter Soldier trailer did almost make my list. The end of the trailer.
That was a pretty good one.
The end of the trailer when Bucky grabs the shield, you're like, yo.
All right. Well, if I'm not mistaken, I think I'm the only one with a trailer left.
I think so.
Is that correct? I have the first Hereditary trailer.
Oh, epic?
I think this is one of the best movie trailers of all time. It's a debut film from a director, too, which is so insane. It's a horror movie, which are always extremely hard to market, but I love how it subverts the audience expectations, because you look at this trailer, and you think it's going to be like an Omen type, like creepy kid movie, and it's a total misdirection. Everything about this trailer is so brilliantly set up to make you think it's going to be a different type of horror movie than it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Very little of this indicates anything about a cult or like a coven of witches. It makes it look like the kid is going to be the scariest part of the movie, which is really not the case. And I think this is also one of those trailers that was like better to come back to after seeing the movie, if that makes sense.
Yeah, this trailer was great. I remember seeing it. This is Hereditary.
And the reviews were incredible.
Yeah, Hereditary was
Yeah.
one of those movies because I'm sure, Nate, you remember back in college, I was pretty anti-horror, and this was kind of one of the first movies as like a building block to me to actually really like this genre and really appreciate it.
Like, you have people comparing it to this generation's Exorcist, a modern-day horror masterpiece. Like, you usually don't get quotes this good from sources this good in a trailer.
Yeah.
Like, usually they just see quotes, it's like a superb film or one of the best of the year or something like generic. And this is very much not that.
No.
And the fact that it was a debut director, like, you would try to look stuff up about this movie and you just have nowhere to look. Mm-hmm. It was the perfect trailer for me, especially being in college at the time, going to film school. I think that's a textbook trailer right there.
So,
especially since you don't get any indication that little girl is losing her head in the first hour of the movie. It subverts the expectations just as much as Psycho does, in my opinion.
I could throw in an honorable mention or two if we want to make a top 15.
I think we currently have 12, so yeah, I'd be down for.
Yeah, I can give another Marvel movie.
Josh, what's another honorable mention you have?
I'll put the link just in a number 6.
Sweet.
I have a movie or a trailer that was much better than the actual film, unless you're Alden. The trailer for Glass.
No, the trailer's better than the film.
But you still like the film a lot more than me.
A 3-minute long trailer.
Yes.
Yikes.
Yeah. You get like it's the first time you see these characters like interact, and they kind of like a teaser that like Mr. Glass and Split will team up, and you get that, I guess, in the movie, but you really don't. The movie just has one of the worst endings in cinematic history, but I really like this trailer. I remember being really, really excited for this movie.
Yeah, you made me watch the other ones.
Yeah.
Minutes before we had to leave for this movie.
Yeah, I wasn't convinced. I didn't see this one in theaters. I watched it after the fact. But I loved Unbreakable so much. So I think what really sold me more on seeing Glass was more the Bruce Willis cameo at the end of Split and less about this. So,
Yeah.
But I do think the marketing for this movie in general was really good, especially after how well reviewed Split was at the time. Mm-hmm. I think Split has caught a little bit of hate after the results of this movie, but there was none of that when this came out. People were stoked for this.
Yeah, and we'll be talking about Glass, Split, and Unbreakable in a couple of weeks.
Yep. For M. Night Shyamalan movies ranked. The concept of Glass teaming up with someone like James McAvoy's character in Split is very promising.
Yeah.
Because it's like you have like a villain who's like a mastermind and then like the muscle. Because like when he's like climbing up the walls and shit at the end of Split, you're like, yo, this guy is strong.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This trailer is long.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
There's no need for it to be this long, but it's not a bad trailer.
That is a complaint I have, that it is long, but it was just cool to finally see a preview of these three characters interacting.
Especially since it was such a reveal at the end of Split that they were in the same universe.
Yeah.
Like when the music starts playing and he shows up, you're like, wait, what? These are connected? And then you get to see that happen in a trailer that's this long before the movie comes out. The only red flag this trailer has about the movie is when it says January 2019.
It's like, uh-oh. And then my other one was Halloween 2018.
That was an honorable mention for me as well.
Yeah.
That was one that I was very, very much considering. I think that is a great trailer.
I think it, out of all the trailers that have tried to, like, Force Awakens itself, this is one of the best. Like, it's, I hate those, like, little, like, teasers in the beginning of a trailer when you click on the YouTube
The
video.
5-second trailer before the trailer, yeah.
I don't know why that's a thing.
This is right when it started happening. I remember this being the first trailer that I remember that being a thing for.
They make Jamie Lee Curtis look like such a badass in this trailer.
They also subvert your expectations quite a bit with this movie because you think it's going to be about Mike Myers being in jail for a lot more of the movie.
Yeah.
Like this scene that they show now.
Yeah, like
is
this scene's the opening shot.
Yeah. Like this is the very beginning of the movie. And you
Yeah.
think that this is going to be like a major plot point is how he gets out of jail, not in the first 15 minutes.
Literally gets out almost the same way as he does in Halloween 2. But going into this movie, I feel like I wasn't a Halloween fan yet when this movie came out. Well, when the marketing started for this movie. But I feel like going in, because of all the sequels and reboots, I'm sure Halloween fans are very skeptical. But I feel like this won over a lot of fans. That shot there is...
Yeah. Where she's just pumping the Model 1887 shotgun.
It's great. Jamie Lee Curtis is awesome. Yeah, and then
Also the mask.
the spreading the teeth down, yeah, the mask. That whole stall scene is, like, frightening.
Bruh.
The way they incorporate the iconic score is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so good.
Yeah, I think this trailer is definitely a contender for me as well. I think it's one of the best of modern horror films, and it sets up just enough where it does feel like a longer trailer, but it also doesn't overstay its welcome too much. I feel like you don't see too much of this movie.
All you really know is Jamie Lee Curtis is out there for possible revenge, and that's really about it, like, plot-wise. And then Mike Myers
Especially
is doing
as
his thing.
funny as this movie is, too. They don't show off too many comedic quips.
No.
Yeah, great selection. I think that puts us back at... Well, we were
I
at...
think I had one more if we want to go to 15.
Yeah, let's do one more from you, Alden.
Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay.
I think it was the teaser trailer.
Yeah, drop a link real quick.
Yeah, I'm getting it.
I remember that was a really good one. Do we just have, like, PTSD of, like, 2018?
Was this the peak of movie trailers?
Yeah, this is the one.
I think we were just going to the movie theater a lot, and we saw a lot of these.
Definitely could be a case. Let's see, do I remember this trailer?
Oh, this was 2017. Still, same era.
This is like right after you and me watched Call Me By Your Name.
What's the song in this? Is it I'm on a New Level? What trailer has the...
Oh, yeah, it is.
Okay, yeah, that shot was cool. I like this teaser because I still have no idea, like, what the movie exactly is. Like, you think it's just, like, a Miles Morales movie from this trailer.
Right.
Yeah.
With really cool visuals and solid animation. That's all we really needed to know, I think.
Yeah, and it was produced by Lord and Miller, right?
Yep, and then you see this with 2 Spider-Mans.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait, what? Boom. End of the movie. Or end of the trailer, I should say.
That one's really good.
That's a good one.
Good pick, Alden.
Sweet. So now it's time in the show where we have to rank the top 15 trailers that we've talked about today. I'm going to say it. I think the Solo trailer's the worst one on here. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's fine.
I was hoping a sequel to this would be the worst list, that I would have definitely had Solo as a nomination.
Damn, really?
Trailer's so bad. Maybe not that one, the one Alden's talking about, but...
No, the teaser, like the first teaser.
The one that starts with Ron Howard introducing the movie.
That would have sold me.
Man.
Ron Howard just comes out. Sorry about that.
Any other contenders for bad trailers here?
I
I think the rest of these are pretty solid.
Yeah.
I know it's going to be hard to judge the Batman and Dune trailers just because we haven't seen them in comparison to the movies yet, but rating these strictly off of trailers, I don't think they're anywhere down here.
No.
No.
If we're rating strictly by trailers...
Yeah, I think that's kind of the
Yeah.
only fair way to do this.
I'd say SpiderMan 9/11 teaser.
Yeah.
It just looks weird.
But I feel like for the time, if I were to see that in a theater in like August of 2001, I would be so excited for that movie. So I think it did its job. It's just kind of unfortunate. Like, the real world circumstances and them having to redo it.
Yeah, I guess in perspective to other trailers in the early 2000s, this is definitely up there.
Because I like how it doesn't show anything about the movie. We don't get any glimpses of his origin story. A weaker Spider-Man trailer would show him getting bit, would show Peter Parker. We don't see Peter Parker in this trailer. It's a perfect teaser. You get a little bit of crime, and then you see a superhero save the day, and then you see a couple of like set pieces and him swinging around the city. Yeah, I think it's a nice like nod and almost an homage to the Richard Donner Superman movie, in terms of the whole tagline was, you'll believe a man can fly. I feel like you got that same vibe out of this trailer of, you'll be able to see a teenager swing through the city of New York, which is pretty cool.
I don't know. This is actually really tough.
It's hard to pin them against each other.
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think which movies, purely if I just saw the trailer, which one would I be on? Like the ones I would see immediately is your Force Awakens. It's your The Batman.
I guess if we're going off ones I wouldn't see immediately.
Maybe because of X-Men's bad track record, Logan might be a little where I'm still
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I don't know. The Logan trailer is what sold me to see
Yeah,
it.
I'm just trying to think back.
I think Us, I don't think I would have seen that on my own if we didn't like go see it as a group.
That's true. I feel like Us also rides the coattails off of Get Out a little too much when it comes to the marketing.
Yeah, I think so too, because it starts off so comedic and light, and you definitely do see a lot more like dark and gory toward the end of the trailer, but you can definitely tell that they were like, it was fresh off of Jordan Peele winning the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay for Get Out, so you can kind of tell it's still fresh in people's head that was like a popular release, like that was going to be big regardless of whatever the trailer showed, if that makes sense. I do think it's a good showcase of acting and kind of like the premise of these, they're fighting like a mirrored version of themselves, like everyone's got an evil twin, or the twist obviously they don't give away, which was smart. Sweet. I could see that there. I could also, honestly, did we put the Glass one here?
The Glass even make the top 15?
I don't think it did.
Yeah, so that's
I don't
fine.
want it to be. If anything, that could be right here.
No, well, it's
But
not even...
I didn't even write it down.
Yeah, that's fine. I just wanted to discuss it.
Sweet. Solo, then Us. The next ones that are standing out to me at number 13, I think it's either Vice or Psycho. And I think that this is interesting because I think the Psycho trailer is so different.
Yeah.
I just don't think it would be effective in any other time period than right then in 1960. So I think that's a little unfair to kind of compare to the rest of these, but it's the only non-traditional movie trailer. I mean, a 6.5-minute trailer with no footage from the movie would not work in any other situation than a matinee or drive-in screening in that era. It wouldn't work today. I'd like to see someone try to do it again today, but I just don't think it could happen.
I still might like it a little more than Vice.
I think the Vice trailer is great. I think it's cut to a great song. You get to see all these very famous A-list actors playing celebrities from, early in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Like, this wasn't that long ago. So it's got that biting satire feel to it. My only problem with it is it doesn't reflect the movie, but I guess that's not something you can tell from the trailer alone.
Yeah, I feel like, if we're talking about reflecting the movie, I feel like Psycho doesn't, but then it kind of does at the same time, because if you were, like, touring on the set of Psycho, that's what Alfred Hitchcock is saying is what you would be saying, too, so it's just so cool and creative.
I think the Psycho trailer builds the movie up, whereas I think the Vice trailer, after you've seen the movie, I don't think it's as effective.
True.
But you've already seen the movie, so it's done its job.
It's done its
Yeah,
job, right?
yeah.
But I think going back to the Psycho trailer after seeing it, you'd get more out of it because you're like, oh, right, that's what the set looked like where they filmed this thing. And then the way he's describing the things you've already seen is like it's like an added layer.
The trailer,
and I could see that generating a lot of buzz back in the day.
It's so dense. on that alone, I do agree there. My vote is Vice goes at 13.
I think I agree. Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
And then Psycho could go to 12.
Also fine with that.
This is where it gets tough.
Psycho, a Star Wars story. Okay, so we got our bottom 4 here. Us, Vice, Psycho. What is next?
I know y'all don't feel as strongly as Ready or Not as me. I'd like to see it go in the top 10, personally. But
I think it can make the top 10.
It can make the top 10.
I don't know what to eliminate also.
I think it's kind of down between Logan and Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Spider-Man has gotten as far as it needed to.
I think that first teaser for Spider-Man would have sold me. Like, if I were the age I am now, seeing that in, like, August of 2001, I'd be like, I'm seeing that movie no matter what.
Yeah.
But I think it kind of has the same problem as the Psycho trailer, where it clearly doesn't work in any other time period than when that trailer was released.
Yeah.
Also, it screams early 2000s, almost a little too much.
Yo, the Avengers trailer screams early 2000s, and that came out in 2012.
That's true.
I don't know what happened there.
All right, and then is Logan next?
It might be. It's either Logan or...
Don't hate me for this one, but I'm thinking Dune could be down here.
I don't know. I just think Dune is pulling from a lot of different angles. People that are excited about it because of the Jodorowsky angle are probably real excited to hear that Pink Floyd song being incorporated. Mainstream moviegoers are probably excited to see how big that cast is. I can't think of anything like that from Logan other than, hey, this guy that we've seen play this character for, like, over a decade is playing this character again, but this time it's R-rated.
Yeah, that's true. I really like the music incorporation into the Logan trailer, though.
That's true. Well, they both have such good music incorporations.
They do.
I could maybe see...
Halloween can only go so far because I don't think we have the Halloween trailer without the Force Awakens trailer.
Right, I agree there too. And I think it slightly overstays its welcome. It's almost 3 minutes long, which is a lot for a reboot of a very popular horror franchise, I think.
Yeah.
I think Halloween 2018 is probably a worse trailer than the Logan one, if we're being honest.
Probably.
Yeah.
Sweet.
I feel like you also have to be a fan or at least have seen the previous Halloweens for it to mean anything to you.
I don't know. I don't think you had seen any of them.
I hadn't seen any, and I saw this trailer and I didn't
The
care.
trailer convinced me to watch the Halloween series. I think I watched the original Halloween after I saw the trailer.
Was it Jamie Lee Curtis shooting a shotgun?
Maybe. I was just like, I think I saw everybody else's reaction of how, like, the excitement is, and I'm like, I kind of want to be a part of this. I feel like this is an iconic franchise that I kind of missed.
Yeah, I guess I didn't have that.
I think a lot of people felt that when Force Awakens came out. The non-Star Wars fans, I think a lot of people got into those movies in 2015.
I know I was also kind of just shitting on the Logan trailer a little bit, but now that I'm thinking about it, I was probably more hyped for that movie, even though I didn't end up liking it, than I was for Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, even though I really ended up liking that movie. And I think, like, when it comes down to the trailer, I think Logan gave me more of what to expect, whereas that teaser we just watched for Spider-Verse was very minimalistic.
Spider-Verse got me looking forward to the movie, but it didn't
Yeah.
make me, like, pre-order a ticket or anything.
No, only one of these I pre-ordered a ticket for.
True.
Yeah.
It was Alien. I time traveled just to see that movie opening week.
So Spider-Verse at 9.
I think so, unless you guys have a different take.
No, I'm thinking that works.
Sweet.
And it's not a bad trailer, but the movie is just better.
Better than that trailer makes it look, for sure.
Yeah.
So I think it's a little early to have Dune or the Batman in the top 5, so I think they're up for discussion now.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think between the two, I think the Batman trailer has me more excited to see what that movie's going to be, but everything surrounding Dune is more exciting. But if we're just going for the trailer alone, the fact that that was made with in a presentation where they said they only have 20% of the movie shot, and it's as good as it
It's
is,
insane.
It's unbelievable. I think the Dune trailer isn't as effective as that of the Batman trailer for anyone. But Batman's such an iconic character, anyone can watch that and be like, what is going on? And then you read into like the movie a little bit more, and you're like, wait, that was Colin Farrell? Like, what are they doing to him to make him look like this? It's like, oh, Zoe Kravitz is playing Catwoman? What's going on here? Paul Dano's cast as the Riddler? Like, it can just get you on like a whole spiral of hype. Whereas like Dune, the only way you're going to get hyped for that after watching that trailer is like Google searching what the fuck is Dune, reading either 30 graphic novels or 5 books, and I don't think people are gonna do that.
No, the only thing that would get the casual audience like really excited for Dune is if they Google the cast.
Or if, you know, the next trailer, Timothy Chalamet shirtless. I think
Yeah.
Dune, I think Dune
Yeah.
has to go here at 8. I know I'm really excited for it, but I'm trying to think like beyond like my excitement now. In 5 years, am I gonna look back on that trailer and be like, I remember being so excited for that movie?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Not as much as I am for the Batman.
Yeah.
That scene where he breaks in Doug Walker's skull is just gonna be in my head for the rest of eternity. In fact, it's better than the Logan trailer.
Yeah.
Although the Logan trailer has better music incorporation, I think the Batman trailer is one of the best standalone superhero trailers we've ever got.
So Logan at 7 then, and then the Batman at 6.
Unless if we want to start getting rid of some of these horror entries, I could also see that.
I don't want to get rid of Hereditary yet. I want to hold on to that one.
Yeah, are we feeling Ready or Not as a top 5? I think it explains the premise to me, but again, like, I didn't see that one in theaters, and part of that was because I didn't recognize anyone in the cast, as bad as that sounds. I mean, I'm normally a huge fan of, like, indie darling kind of movies, but, like, a dark comedy kind of, like, thriller like that wouldn't sell me entirely on just a good trailer.
That's what sold me, though. I'm like, I didn't know anybody in this movie,
Yeah.
and if the concept alone could sell me to go to the movie theater and watch this, I'm really impressed by it. I think it's some of the best marketing we've seen in a while.
It's definitely a hidden gem.
Yeah.
And the theater we went to, Alden, I believe that was opening night.
Oh,
it was sold
packed.
out. And the crowd loved it. It was, dare I say, it was crowd pleasing.
Ready or Not was?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like...
It was...
The only one of these movies where I think the trailer is better than the movie is Logan. So
Yeah.
it's almost like I kind of just want to start placing that. Well, that and Age of Ultron. Those two are like... the trailers are way better than anything we get in the movie, which is just disappointing.
Yeah.
I think Age of Ultron is better than Logan. Honestly, if we want to place Logan or we can't place Ready or Not quite yet, Logan can go down,
Yeah.
and then Ready or Not can go right after.
Yeah, Nate, I wish you were with us seeing Ready or Not in the theater.
I wish I was,
It
too.
was one... It
That
was
was
one of the
like-
most fun...
What, a month after
Yeah,
you
it was
left?
like some of the most fun I've ever had at a movie theater. It was really cool.
All right, number 7, Logan. Sweet. Feel
The
like
Batman, I think, needs to go.
it's the Batman next.
Yeah, I think it's just...
Are we
but
sure? I just rewatched the trailer as you were talking about
It's
something
great,
else.
but we don't know. It's too early. We don't know.
Yeah, but we're basing this off trailer alone.
Yeah, but like it's also Nate did bring up the Suicide Squad, and I'm like, you're right. That first trailer was really good, and then
There's
We have Age of Ultron in here.
Production nightmares. They may not be keeping Matt Reeves on for the whole trilogy. There's a lot of like red flags going on now.
yeah,
I don't. But that's all not about the trailer. That trailer is effective, and especially since they announced it with saying we only have 20% of the movie shot is incredible. Because, like,
Yeah.
you can tell the trailer for Alien, that's something they put together after the movie was probably already edited. I mean, they have all those quick cuts back to back. Like, there's footage from all 3 acts of the movie in that trailer. But they're smart and selective enough to not show you the monster. They're smart and selective enough to not show you anything specific. I think that Alien trailer is really, really good because the fact that the movie was finished when they released it. The Batman is kind of a product of the studio system that we're in now, where it's all about getting the content out there. They weren't even finished filming the movie. They weren't even close. And they showed us that trailer, and now the thing at the end with question marks instead of a year doesn't even make sense because the movie's coming out the next
they
year.
should have just had a question mark at the end.
They should have just had a question mark in all 4-digit places. Like, it's coming out eventually.
Maybe.
I don't know. I think the Batman can go here just because we don't know. It
Yeah.
could be a Logan situation. That trailer could be better than the movie. And I'm going to be really, really disappointed if that's the case.
Like, as critical as we are on Age of Ultron, we can't say the movie wasn't successful and the rest of that franchise wasn't successful.
the movie
Well,
itself...
Logan was very successful.
Yeah, most successful R-rated movie when it came out.
Yeah.
But the Avengers, like, I was pissed after seeing the movie. It was such a disappointment, but I was
Yeah.
not mad at that trailer at all. That trailer is perfect.
Yeah.
And I guess the Batman one's really good too, but we just don't know yet. So I think Avengers is coming soon. I
guess
do.
we're just, I don't know. I'm trying to stay objective and just stand outside of what happens with the movies and just look
This
at
might
the
be
trailer.
personal, but this might be a personal taste, but if the Batman ends up being bad, I'm going to be more pissed than what Age of Ultron ended up being.
I 100% agree. I mean, I just think redoing any sort of... I mean, half the reason people stand by the Snyderverse theory as much as they do is because of how disappointed they are to have potential in a Batman being set up and never followed through with. So if we get that again for a second time in this decade, that's going to suck ass.
Batman v Superman.
It's going to be a long time before it happens
Batman
again.
v Superman's going on that worst trailer list.
Yeah, it is. It really is. The one where they show Doomsday.
Yeah.
That trailer is so bad.
I think it's like a 4-minute trailer, too.
Is she with you? I thought she was with you. All right. So the Batman number 6. We are now in the top 5 movie trailers of all time. Hereditary, Ready or Not, Avengers Age of Ultron, Alien, and Star Wars The Force Awakens in no particular order. I think we have to get rid of either Ready or Not or Hereditary here. I think what that comes down to is Ready or Not, they give you the premise, they give you the characters, and they give you the tone. They give you those 3 elements. Mm-hmm. Hereditary gives you... it misguides you on the characters entirely. They give you a couple of creepy scenes and visuals. I love the sound design of that trailer with the tongue clicking and like the light music drawing in and escalating. And you also get like the critic reviews in there, but those are kind of like, usually those are in bad trailers.
Yeah.
But the fact that they were such good quotes from publications, I almost kind of value it more because that was the first time I saw a movie trailer and there was like a quote from like the Rolling Stone or the New York Times or whatever, and these were like incredible reviews calling it like this generation's The Exorcist or you know, a modern horror masterpiece, like, and those weren't misleading statements. I definitely think Hereditary is in that caliber. So, I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts here between the Hereditary trailer and the Ready or Not trailer?
Both of these trailers are very similar to me, where they both sold me on wanting to see the movie. I give Ready or Not the upper hand here because it didn't have anything. It was such an underdog, and maybe I'm just favoring the underdog here. Hereditary did have the great reviews. Ready or Not didn't even have that. It had to sell you on the movie on concept and characters alone, and I gotta give it a lot of credit for that.
I mean, for both of these movies, when you look them up, look at crew, look at cast, you're not really finding a whole lot, except Hereditary does have Toni Collette.
Yeah,
and
Nat Wolff or whatever.
Yeah, which, I mean, unless you're in our very specific generation, you're not necessarily going to know who that is.
But, I mean, Toni Collette was a name, and she was getting buzz before the movie was even getting buzz in terms of when it premiered at, I think, South by Southwest. Mm-hmm. Or maybe it was Tribeca. One of them, she won, like, the Actress Award, so it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think...
This is a tough one.
I think I agree with Josh. I think...
Yeah.
I mean, Ready or Not, that trailer is so good, but it doesn't have anything. It doesn't have critic reviews. It doesn't have any buzz following it. And the fact that it sold out a theater that you guys went to go see it in, I think that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
And I remember when that movie dropped on Amazon, too, like, people were watching it again. Like, I remember seeing, like, TikToks about people watching it. I remember, like, friends and family. Like, my parents watched it because they saw Ready or Not was on Amazon to watch for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just got a second wave because that trailer was so effective.
We went to see Ready or Not, and the next day, same theater, exact same theater, we sat in the same seats to watch The Farewell.
Yeah. What a double feature.
That's so funny. Which one did you like more?
You know, I think
I personally like the Farewell
I think I had
more.
The Farewell as my number one movie of the year, but looking back on it, I've rewatched Ready or Not a lot more. I think both movies
Yeah.
are great, but if we're just going on for based off of just personal favorites, Ready or Not's just really good.
Yeah.
All right, so here it is. The top 3 movie trailers of all time. It's between Alien, Star Wars The Force Awakens, and Avengers Age of Ultron. 2 of these trailers came out within a year of each other, and the other one came out 3.5 decades before. I'm going to be honest here. I think Force Awakens goes here.
I might be with you.
Interesting. I was thinking Age of Ultron.
I think that's another option as well. I think it's between those 2 here.
I think I give Force Awakens the edge here because Age of Ultron, no matter, it was the sequel to the Avengers. No matter what they were going to give us trailer-wise...
It's a Star Wars
movie.
movie.
Let me finish. No matter what, we were seeing that movie because of the great reception of the Avengers. Star Wars is Star Wars, yes, but Star Wars also needed to win over a portion of their fan base. As much as I've defended the prequels, at the time, they weren't the most well-received. For a lot of people, Star Wars was still like the original trilogy, and for a lot of people, Star Wars really fell off in the late 90s and early 2000s. So when this Force Awakens teaser hit, for a lot of people, it was a rejuvenation. For the Marvel train was going to keep going, no matter what they threw at you. But Star Wars needed that jolt. It, no pun intended, it needed the Force to be awakened. And that's exactly what that trailer did.
Yeah, I kind of agree. The only reason I think the Avengers one's more impressive is that Star Wars one's just a teaser. And yeah, it sold me to see the movie, like, right, I mean, but, like, also, it's fucking Star Wars. I mean, I didn't like the prequels that much, and I think I've grown on them over time. I've found more appreciation for them after seeing where this trilogy went of the sequels. But, like, I feel like me and my dad, we were going to see that movie opening weekend at the very least, no matter what, even if it was getting horrible reviews and the trailer sucked. It's Star Wars. So I kind of feel like the same way the Marvel train was going to keep going.
But doesn't Solo prove that Star Wars does sometimes need, like, good marketing and, like...
Well, that's after The Last Jedi, which I think has good marketing. Completely
Last
fucking
Jedi had
ruined.
really
But
good
that's what I
marketing.
mean, the whole, like, it's Star Wars thing started post-Force Awakens. Force Awakens was because of that quote.
Yeah.
Age of Ultron, this was phase 2. Like, we're already in on Marvel. This was the peak of Marvel, actually,
I agree. This trailer was the peak of me caring about the MCU. Which is kind of why I want to elevate it over Star Wars. Because
True.
I think peak Star Wars
Yeah.
for me was right after I saw Force Awakens for the first time.
Yeah.
It wasn't the trailer. In terms of me caring about the MCU, catching up on the few movies I hadn't seen, it was right after I saw the Age of Ultron trailer.
That's true. It's weird because they're both franchises that I've now, like, they're, as a whole, have, like, fallen off, at least, like, this panel, where it's like, I really used to care about these things, and now it's like, and it's nostalgic in a way watching those trailers again, because you think back to, like, when you were really excited for those things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. I don't know. I just feel like Age of Ultron could have thrown anything. Force Awakens was very smart and selective with their marketing, and Age of Ultron was too, but Age of Ultron also, like, the next trailer you mentioned, that it's back to the comedy, they're trying to pick up the hammer, like, it already it showed signs of, like, oh, it's just another Avengers movie.
I think the next teaser for the Star Wars 2 is just as good. Whereas, like, the next trailer for Age of Ultron was, like, a little more, like, less good. Like, it was a little more concerning. Man, I don't know. I just feel like this was peak me caring about the MCU, and, like, this trailer was just, like, me getting excited to be a Star Wars fan again. Like, they're just very different emotions to compare. What's your take here, Ald?
Pretty much the same as you. I don't know. I feel like Josh said that the Avengers train was still going, and that's true, and people would have still seen the movie. But you don't have the fan base that Star Wars did, even at this point. Like, Avengers was huge, and a ton of people saw it, and it was on Netflix, like, as the most watched thing for more than a year. but this was still pretty early on in the franchise, and it wasn't going to be anywhere close to the last two Avengers.
But we were
movies.
at this time
True.
comparing it to Star Wars. I saw so many when the Age of Ultron trailer came out. I saw so many comparisons that this was going to be like the Empire Strikes Back of this Marvel franchise.
I never saw those, but I'm sure they were there. I remember rewatching both of these trailers before the movies came out.
This was peak like trailer reaction era too. Like people would just like record themselves watching a trailer, and these would get tens of thousands of views.
None of us had Fast 9 when Han came out at the end.
All right, yeah, I think I know my vote.
I know which one I want to go forward.
All right, let's speed round it. Ready? Star Wars, Force Awakens, or Avengers: Age of Ultron. Ready? 3, 2, 1. It's Force Awakens.
Age of Ultron.
Force Awakens.
So, Alien number 2.
I think what you were saying about Ready or Not, you don't really get, like, you don't get the characters from this trailer. You get the setting, and you get the tone. But at least in the Ready or Not trailer, you get the characters. Like, you know, you don't know who the actors are, but you understand, like, oh, this is, like, the newlywed bride. This is, like, the crazy, like, you know, in-laws. This is the husband. This is the brother-in-law. Like, you understand the characters and the setting. With Alien, you just get setting and atmosphere or tone. That's literally all you get.
Yeah.
So comparing something so small scale with such a great tagline and such a cool way to pull up the title card against an Avengers trailer, I think probably the best Avengers trailer, I think the best MCU trailer. I don't know, I could go either way on this one too.
It's and you mentioned like the trailer reactions too. It was the peak of, it kind of felt like this is when I noticed like a shift in how trailers were made too, because I thought it was before this, but then I watched the original Avengers trailer and I was like, yo, this is not how we market movies anymore. Like the music in it, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, you say the Marvel train was going. The Marvel train peaked with Age of Ultron, bro. Like, yeah, Alien number 2. Jeez Louise, that trailer is bad.
I can't believe it's only been 10 years ago since movies were marketed that way.
All right, so here it is, everybody. The top 15 best movie trailers of all time. I guess Solo: A Star Wars Story at number 15. 14, Us. 13, Vice. 12, Psycho. 11, SpiderMan 2002 original teaser. 10, Halloween 2018. 9, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, the first teaser. 8, Dune official trailer. 7, the Logan the first trailer. 6, the Batman teaser trailer 1. 5, Hereditary. Just the Hereditary trailer. I think there's only one. Maybe a TV spot or something. 4, Ready or Not. Again, I think this is the only trailer. 3, Star Wars The Force Awakens teaser number 1. 2, the 1979 Alien trailer. And number 1, the Avengers Age of Ultron trailer 1.
Wow.
What an epic list.
Copy and paste that list and send it, put it somewhere random. For some reason, when I saw Dune there, I thought it said Drive at first. I'm like, when did we talk about the Drive trailer?
I wanted to incorporate that in my list, but I rewatched the trailer, and it was a great trailer, but it wasn't qualifying for this list, for me at least.
A trailer that almost made it, we didn't discuss, is the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull trailer.
Ooh, that's a good one,
It
too.
was pretty good.
I hope our Indiana Jones 5 trailer is as good as that trailer.
The Amazing Spider-Man trailer almost made my list because it had the first-person take in it.
That was pretty high on my honorable mentions list. Up there with the Suicide Squad, which I didn't count because that movie was so bad and the trailer was very misleading. And I am Sam.
What about Nicolas Cage's Pig coming out next week?
Man, that trailer doesn't look good.
I'm not looking forward to that movie at all.
I'm going to see it in theaters.
Well, thank you everyone for listening to this week's episode of Duel of the Takes. Josh, Alden, do you guys have any closing thoughts or funny remarks?
We didn't talk about The Shining.
Oh, that's a good trailer.
That is a good one.
Yeah, that's it. That's all I had to say.
It's just one shot of blood rushing out of the elevator, right? And then it shows like the credits of the movie, like the cast and director, and you're like, okay. I think it's my favorite Kubrick trailer.
The teaser for Pixar's WALL-E is really good because they talk about.
Oh, that's a good teaser too.
They talk about the making of other Pixar films where they drew on the the table
napkin.
at a dinner or something. Mm-hmm. The final one that they drew was WALL-E. It's a great like little teaser.
Yeah, it proved that would be the last truly great Pixar movie.
Sheesh.
What are you talking about? Coco came out like 7 years later, Nate.